Hello.
Hi. That's good countdown music. I get really into it sometimes. Just find myself bobbing my head.
Yeah, it's it's the best I can do right now until I actually put effort into a intro song. So, it's just going to have to do.
Yeah. Now, were you thinking of just breaking out the guitar and strumming one out yourself and recording it?
Yeah, I definitely look like a guitar player, don't I, you guys?
Could Frank be backup vocals, maybe? Even if you guys did it like a cappella or something?
Uh, I'm like semi-positive the only time my husband would sing is like 12 beers deep. And it would not be what you would expect. Um, it would probably, be the best of intentions with the wrong song. Like, just
Yeah. Boy, it's a
he's
lot of work because at our age, it's a lot of work to get 12 beers down. I don't know if I could physically do it. Do you think Frank could if he really tried?
oh, no, not anymore. I think
No.
he's let himself go in that sense.
Only back in the glory days, huh?
Yeah, the glory days. He oh man, damn it. I have the most legendary video ever of him with 2 Bud Lights at the same time, like bottles, and he's drinking them both at the same time, and he doesn't spill or throw up afterwards.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
it was I mean, that's why I was like, "Yeah, I guess we're getting married." So,
Yeah. I mean, that's marriage material there. And wow, what if you use that for your intro? Your like your intro video every week. If you want people to take you really seriously.
all I know is that I just want my intro song to be "America, fuck yeah," and just
Yeah.
random videos, I guess, or, like, snapshots of my life.
Yeah, I remember that movie, The America Fuck Yeah song.
I've never even seen that movie.
Oh, you
Hello,
haven't?
Queen Olive, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Queen Olive.
I just got a neighborhood alert from Ring about a missing cat, and I was like I
Oh,
swiped it. Oh, I swiped it. I don't need that negativity in my life right now, like,
mhm.
I if I see a cat, I will pick it up, um, but, like, nope, nope. That's, like, my basis for life now, like, I don't take it anymore, and I used to.
Mhm.
I used to very much accept the assholes in my life. Um, ooh, I think we have a bakerism there.
Oh, the SOLAs? SOLAs?
Assoles.
Oh, Asoles. Okay, all right. Yeah. That sounds like a word he would invent. You know that I didn't know this, but did you know baker is actually a besides a baker, of course, I think he might have some expertise in human biology because in genetics, because he actually discovered the other day that Yuri Buchanan looks like a blobfish in the face a little bit. So he thought that Yuri might share genetics or some kind of background, evolutionary background with the blobfish. Have you ever seen a blobfish?
I I think of a blobfish and I think of a catfish just going,
All right. Well, would you like to see one real quick?
"Sure."
Okay.
I don't know why my phone feels the incessant need to remind me 3 times right this moment that I have a tire rotation this weekend.
Yeah, that's rough.
Volvo, stop it.
Volvos are nice though. They have comfortable seats, right?
Uh, my seat is comfortable, yes. They're safe. And I am uh, prone to accidents.
Oh, okay. So this is the blobfish. And you'll
Holy
notice that,
smokes. I have never seen this before.
yeah, they almost have like a human face a little bit and human eyes and a nose if you look at them certain angles, and their mouths are like in a frown kind of, you know? And so um yeah, exactly. Yeah. Broken Baker was talking about the
They
similarities
look
between
so sad.
they're actually very happy. I don't think they're sad. They have the whole bottom of the ocean to themselves, and they roam free. But they have resting bitch face basically. And if you remember, Buchanan's face always has like the kind of like a frown, like a permanent frown. And I think that's why the between the nose and the frown, I think that's why Baker was speculating that, or actually calling Yuri Buchanan the blobfish looking cop, you know. So
Well, that's that sounds like Baker. That sounds like Baker.
yeah, I mean that's no small thing. This could be a major scientific discovery on his part.
I have so much to say, but I don't wanna say
Mhm.
so much. Like, I'm in one of those predicaments, um, and when it comes down to it, I love Baker, and I wish it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, 1 AM where he is right now, so
Oh
I could
yeah.
have him on the show more often because he's great.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good man. Um,
Uh, but
but
yeah, if you're a good person,
mhm,
then I would love it, love, if you could please, make sure to like whatever stream or pathway you are watching this on, if it's YouTube, if it's X, if it is nope, that's about it. If you could like it, that would be great. And if you love it, you can reshare it. It helps us with our algorithm, brings in more people to make it a bit of a spicier discussion. So yeah.
makes you a good
Uh
person too, right?
yeah. If you don't do it, you're a piece of shit.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna go that far, but okay. I guess strong, I
We
mean,
lost a viewer.
you're saying that with your full chest, you want people to like and
Yeah.
subscribe, you're not, no reservations there. Hey, how did your dogs handle July 4th? Did they survive it?
Yeah,
Did they
I
doing okay?
actually my dogs were excellent. I had more of a problem, I think, than they did. I don't even think they noticed the freaking fireworks. Like,
Oh,
I was like, "Oh my god, is it friggin' 10 o'clock yet?" Where the sound ordinance goes into effect. Like, I have officially bottomed out in life. Like, I'm looking at flowers,
yeah?
and I hate fireworks because they disturb my rest. So, I have nowhere else to go, uh, other than to a retirement community, preferably in Florida or Vegas,
Yeah.
and, spend my day just causing trouble for the other residents. And keep
Yeah.
in mind, I have a 77-year-old mother, but she doesn't belong in a home. I do. I do. I've
Okay.
just accepted it. Like, I there's nowhere else. There's no Here comes my emotional support Frenchie, and she's like, "You have so much going on. What are you talking about?"
Hey, what's up, Pearl?
Pearl Bailey.
So I'm envious of you that you have a noise ordinance that it has to stop at 10.
Oh, yeah.
For us, I think there isn't one. So the fireworks went on till a good 1 a.m. or so. And my dog got himself so worked up. He was like exhausted and walking around like a zombie for a day or two afterwards.
I've noticed that the combination of pills that you and I give our dogs, it it takes 2 to 3 days for them to, for it to get out of their systems, and
Yeah.
I've always, rolled my eyes at people when they've said, it takes drugs to a while to get out of their systems. I've never bought into it. Oh my god. My dog on trazodone and gabapentin is, messed up beyond belief. Like,
Yeah.
crackheads wish that they could get as high as my dog gets. That's all I can, relate it to.
There's a recovery time, right? I mean,
I just
there's,
think that's wild.
yeah, I just feel so bad for my dog. I wish that my neighbors didn't love fireworks so much. And well, my stepson, he had a little party with like 20 of his friends over, and some of them,
Jeez.
yeah, I know. And it was pretty chaotic at the house that night. And some of them, a couple of them brought some fireworks, like the real kind that you have to go to Pennsylvania to buy or certain states, you know.
I
And
mean, shoot, dude, I can ship them to you. I'll just go down to the, Phantom fireworks stand, 10 minutes away.
so they sell legit fireworks in Ohio, not just like
Yeah.
sparkler, not just like sparklers and those ones you have to set on the ground and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
my friend's husband, I I mean, nothing says white trash like a car full of friggin' fireworks. I've said it, I am not unsaying it. Like, sorry if that offends you, you're white trash. Um,
Did you say your ex-husband?
no. What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said for a second.
Absolute
But anyway, your point was that a trunk full of fireworks makes you white trash.
my friend's husband,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, your friend's husband.
buys
Yeah.
a lot of fireworks
Mhm.
every 4th of July, and, I mean, it's like 3 mortgage payments of
Well,
fireworks,
oh yeah, they're
and
expensive. Yeah.
I'm just like, I you might as well put a soda, like a 2 liter of soda on the back of your raised Ford Ranger
Yeah.
and a Trump 2020, not 2024, 2020, fuck
Yeah.
them all to death sign. Which I'm totally all for, guys. Do not hate on me because of that. Like, praise Jesus. I'm just saying that's why we scream when we have those, when we have fireworks like that. Like, I don't know. I live in Ohio. I think that I can have this opinion.
Hey, speaking of Trump, is there any way you could fill me in on? I'm hearing things about this Epstein list that doesn't exist. I mean,
Oh
what?
Jesus.
I
Is
don't
this
mean to take us down a rabbit hole. You don't have to touch it if you don't want to, but I'm hearing things about like a missing minute of video and this and that, and changing stories about whether there is a list or not.
okay? If there wasn't a list, then why is his co-conspirator in jail?
Yeah.
I just that's I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I but I didn't vote for the dude because of this list. Like, that
Right.
wasn't a part of my voting requisite, and
Right.
I live in a city that is next to the place that Epstein built. Like, I
Oh,
live
hi, Jay
next
Staley.
to, if you've, heard of New Albany,
I have. Yeah.
that was created by Lex Wexner, who owns Abercrombie, or used to, Limited, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret.
Wow.
All of that is headquartered here in Columbus, Ohio. And it was created by him and Epstein. And I've been to Lex's house. I mean, it's wild to me that we're just we're pretending that something doesn't exist that exists, and
Yeah.
whatever. I guess it's because it's there might be national security involved. I don't know. But I don't want to waste my time like bitching and moaning too much about it.
Right. Because there's nothing you can do about it, right?
Nothing I can do about it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was just a little surprised when I saw that come up because, you know, Trump went from enthusiastic about it to like criticizing people for even asking about it. Like, why are you still on this? That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well.
he had a bad play bringing out the press to talk about it, and then acting the way he did the other day. He fumbled the ball so bad, and you just got to admit when you do it. I
Yeah.
You just got to admit when you do it.
Yeah, you gotta own it, right?
Like, okay, guys, you're right. I really messed up. It was not the greatest move of all times.
Have you ever had
I can't do the Trump accent. Sorry, guys.
I can't either. I'm bad at impressions, especially when it comes to him. Have you ever had siblings in your chat before, or two sisters, or is this a first?
Well, I mean, I haven't had two sisters that admit to being sisters in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice to have you guys. Welcome.
Thank you, sisters. It's very exciting.
Jay and Queen Olive, Jay Staley and Queen Olive Ruth Ann. I assume Ruth Ann is her name.
Yeah. Well, you guys came in for quite the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting turn of events, I think, is the best way that I would put it. I don't know how it's going to be taken, and I'm prepared for that. Because it's something that I believe in, because it's something that I just deep down inside, I think that if you see wrong happening, like something inherently evil happening to another person, your job as a human being is to call it out, or else try to fix it. I did not go to law school, but I have access to the internet, and I have this here microphone. And if anyone tries to shut me the hell up, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. So is there anything that you want to say before I call our guest and say, what I wanted to say officially and on the record?
Yeah, real quick. This thing you're going to talk about, this case, is I've seen a pattern recently with a few high profile cases where the defense is limited as far as what evidence or what kind of defense they can put forward. And I understand there needs to be some kind of limits. Well, first of all, let me say it always raises red flags for me when the defense can't introduce what evidence they want to, unless they want to talk about how vampires are guilty instead of their client and waste the court's time for 12 weeks. Obviously, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. But when a judge limits a defendant's right, I think it's Sixth Amendment, right? I didn't go to
It's
law
six.
school either. Yeah.
It's six.
to present a defense, that raises my radar, my BS radar. Like, then I start saying, why? Well, why are you trying to hide certain information from the jury?
I think that's a really valid statement to make before I make this phone call.
Right?
All right. And trust me, the phone call, y'all, is better than trying to navigate StreamYard with this person. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Hey, Daddy, how are you?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So I haven't even explained on the show yet what exactly I'm going to be talking about.
Okay.
I just called you up and I'm basically letting everyone know that I called up my dad because my dad wouldn't leave me alone over this issue. He was like, you got to do a show on this. You got to do a show on this. Actually, it's going to be more. It's going to be more than just one show. It's going to be a lot of shows.
I believe it.
And I thought that I spoke with my co-host and we agreed that we should let you speak your mind on it for a moment since this is something you're so passionate about.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know how it'll come off, but I'll be happy to.
No, you're okay, Daddy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, so you want me to talk now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think the first thing that as an opener, just to say this, and to anyone listening, and to any of your followers, is that you need to watch the film The Fall of Minneapolis in its entirety. And I think that until you watch that, you won't have a real feeling. I think anything I would say would be mute. I think it speaks for itself. And then at that point, if you have any interest, dive deeper. The journalist that put on the show or narrates the show, she also published a book recently. I think it's called The Lie, The Big Lie, or The Liar. And she hits all, I guess, in this book, and I have not read the book, but hits all the strong points of what's happening. But there's been corruption. If you watch the movie, there's been corruption from day one, and I don't care where you look at it, however way you look at this, you have a jury of your peers that are supposed to render a verdict of guilty or not guilty. They watched their city burn to the ground, and the police was not supported. They watched the police department burn to the ground, and people were murdered during that event. And every day they were shuttled into that courtroom with all these protesters standing outside with signs, cussing them out, yelling, and they were scared to death for their lives if they didn't render it. That's just one point. But these people, they didn't have a choice but to render a guilty verdict because they're afraid their houses were going to be burned down, or their own health. Keeping that in mind. But I think the first thing that, as a podcast, is I would reach out to Chauvin's. I would reach out to the journalist that put on that movie and see if you could interview her. If you can't get to her, let me know, and I think I can get to her.
Okay.
But the other thing is, I would reach out to Chauvin's mother. She has been, of course, supportive of her son, but she has facts that perhaps we have not seen.
Right.
But I think she could enlighten you. Hold on a second. Let me try to get this dog off of me. My dog is so jealous when I'm talking on the phone. It does not want me to.
Well,
But
Dad,
I would
I think
reach out.
I think that's good.
I would reach out to her. But I think it's really, I don't know what you would want me to say other than watch this film.
Okay.
It'll blow your mind. The judge was dishonest. Everybody had their own agenda.
Okay.
You had the police. I believe it was the police chief filed a lawsuit, multi-million-dollar lawsuit for himself against the journalist.
Wow.
Because if you listen to how the police treated just the whole trial, they wouldn't allow evidence as the picture with him with his knee on his neck. The knee wasn't on the neck, but they wouldn't show the picture of how they just took one angle.
All right.
And it looks like he killed the guy. The other thing, he died of an overdose. And the coroner, if you read the coroner's report, they didn't like the coroner's report, so they went and got another coroner to write a report. It was dishonest. The coroner said he died of an overdose. When he was standing there saying I couldn't breathe because he was having a heart attack.
He was having a heart attack from all the drugs. Yeah.
He's having a heart attack from all the drugs, from the fentanyl.
And nobody knows that. I can tell you that, like, most of us are the Karen Reed supporters. We could smell that something wasn't right from the get-go.
Look what you did for her. I mean, look what social media did for her. But to my knowledge, other than this journalist, I don't know that there's been really any in the podcast that she does. I don't know that, and I need to look into it. If there's been any other podcast with regards to this guy, he's sitting with a 22-year sentence in prison.
Yep.
Yeah.
And where do you start? I think you start with look at the judge, look at the mayor, what's happened since then.
Yeah.
Look at the governor. Do I need to say more?
No.
Look at Black Lives Matter. Do I need to say more? I mean, this the whole thing. The chief, Aaron Dondo, his testimony, chief of police, they all have an agenda. And it wasn't an agenda to get a fair trial. It was an agenda. You got Maxine Waters. Do I need to say more? She goes on TV and says that you've got to find this guy.
You got to find him guilty. That was
a conviction. Yeah.
That was horrific to hear that.
He gets George Floyd's family gets a $27 million settlement before they had even picked a jury on the case.
And they announced the settlement.
They didn't even pick up, and then his family got the $27 million. To my knowledge, I think his property is still sitting there to be picked up by the family.
Go freaking figure.
They wanted the money.
Well, Dad,
but
I think that was good.
The police department policies. Look at the police department policies. They sit there and they swore on stand. They said that there was no policy as far as that MRT. I think that's the name of it.
I'm gonna hang up now. You're giving too much away.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Carl, it's nice to meet you. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I think the fan mail has already arrived.
Good.
So, no, it's just two people I know fighting with each other for no apparent reason. And
okay.
Which is none of my business, but they're bringing everyone into the fold. So thank you for that, gentlemen. So my dad was talking, and I'm sure you guys caught on. We have, not only from my dad, but we've heard it from other people, that there was some serious stuff going on during the Derek Chauvin. Is it Chauvin?
I hear some people say it's Shaven. I hear some people say Chauvin. I'm pretty sure it's
I
Chauvin.
think it's Chauvin.
Mhm.
From watching the trial as much as I did of it, like it's
Yeah.
Chauvin. And I'm gonna read something off here that I wrote. And you guys can say whatever you want. I just I feel like I need to do this. The show tonight is definitely not easy to host, and I don't expect it to be easy to watch either. The case that we are diving into over the next few weeks is disturbing, not just because of the fact that we have videos and images involved, but because of what happened before George Floyd died and then what happened after. Those are the parts that I find most unsettling, most damning, and frankly, most ignored. We've all rallied behind Karen Reed. Why? Because deep down, we knew something wasn't right. We believed that she deserved a fair trial. We saw the cracks in the system. Maybe we saw more of ourselves in Karen than we did in George. Or maybe we just allowed ourselves to question the narrative because it wasn't politically dangerous to do so. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't always question the story surrounding Chauvin and George Floyd. I accepted what the media told me, and for that, I'm embarrassed. I think that's the best word. I'm ashamed and I am embarrassed. This show that we are going to be presenting you with is a walkthrough of the hard, the inconvenient, and I believe the deeply uncomfortable facts surrounding this case behind Derek Chauvin. I'm not asking for you guys to agree with me, but I am asking you for you to listen, like really listen. And if after hearing all the facts, if you still want to unfollow me, shame me, ostracize me, that's okay. But just know this. I will publicly call out anyone who attacks me for asking the questions that you refuse to hear the answers to. So with that being said, Peter, what do you want to say?
Well, I'll tell you what I know about the Chauvin trial. Okay. I did watch the documentary your father was talking about, The Fall of Minneapolis. I did watch an interview with Liz Collin, who's the journalist, one of the few that's kind of taking the stance on this trial in this case that she has. And I did not watch, just for full disclosure, I did not watch the trial when it was going on. But I was alarmed by some things I saw in that documentary. And so then I wanted to do some reading online and find out if I could confirm or debunk anything she said. And it's hard because most, like you said, most of the uh most websites and even blogs and like the media has like the same take and the same descriptions of evidence and what happened, whether it's true or not. There's really not a lot of differing opinions on online about Derek Chauvin. It's a lot of it is just kind of reporting, well, heartbreaking testimony in court
It's
today.
rinse
This
and recycling
Yeah.
the news that is being put out by the big 3-letter networks.
Yeah. And a lot of that is laziness, and I also want to say, just I'm not like as you know, I'm not like a super political person. I don't like talk about my political beliefs a lot and stuff like that. And for me, this case isn't like, I guess it's hard to avoid politics when talking about it, but it's not to me, like it just boils down to the basic, like, did this guy get a fair trial? That's all I care about. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I don't
that's
care
all
about
it is.
I don't care about this Democratic governor or this Democratic attorney or politician or whatever. I mean, I care about when Maxine Waters said what she said, before the trial was even concluded.
That was
But
horrific.
yeah, other than that, you won't hear me say, well, that's what these liberals are doing and this and that. Like, I don't talk like that. You know what I mean? Nothing against people who do, but that's just not,
That's me. I'm that
that's
person.
cool. Hey, that's cool. Well, good for you, And,
No, I get it. But how did we allow this to get so far without the truth? And like,
well,
what in the fuck, people, would we have done if this was Karen that we were talking about right now? Like, if Aiden, if Turtle Boy hadn't picked up Karen's case, we
yeah,
could very well just replace her in this situation because she would have not received a fair trial. Not because of any other reason other than not receiving a fair trial and no one speaking up and speaking out. But I mean, what happened in this case was a movement in 2020 because we had nothing else to do but be on our phones, in our laptops, and in front of a screen on the TV.
yeah.
And we just consumed, and we didn't ask questions. And that's when we got fucking dumb. Sorry, should have mentioned this. The show isn't for kids tonight. Yes, I would absolutely agree. He was scapegoated, and I will be reaching out to the people that my dad recommended. Yes, her trial absolutely could have been more fair.
Oh,
Without a
you're talking
doubt.
about Karen Reed? Oh, she won. She was acquitted despite her team having their hands tied behind their backs. I mean, Judge Bev just gave about, yeah. So I agree. It could have been more fair. It was actually very unfair, even though she won it.
So this we expect people to push back because the narrative is not convenient for the truth. And that is terrifying.
Mhm.
A lot of the things that my dad said are terrifying. The fact that the coroner's report within 12 hours showed that he absolutely did not die of asphyxiation. There were no bruises near his neck, near his shoulder blades. That he died of a heart attack, most likely due to an overdose of drugs, which if you watch the show that we are recommending, it'll show you in 2019 George Floyd throwing back a whole bunch of drugs in order to avoid a few less charges. He knew he was going. He knew he was getting those pretty silver cuffs. but he didn't want to get more time than necessary. So, these are the videos that people haven't seen.
Yeah, well, the jury, I think, did not see the 2019 body cam video, did they?
No, they
Okay.
didn't. They didn't see that. They were told that this this movement that they were doing on Floyd wasn't in the training manual. It absolutely was.
Mhm.
And 2 days after he died, it was removed from the training manual.
Yes, and I think especially if she's willing to talk to you, I think Chauvin's mom would be able to tell you more about that, because if you remember in the documentary, she was holding up the two manuals with the two different versions, I think. One that had those pages and one that didn't. But yeah, he was doing something that the police department had in their manual called the maximum restraint technique or something like that.
Hey, Peter, can you talk for like 3 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
So even though I didn't watch the trial, I watched some coverage of it. And my understanding is that these police officers who confronted George Floyd in 2020, the confrontation that led to his death, I believe that they, when they took him to the ground, they were doing something called, my understanding was that it was called the maximum restraint technique. And I think that was part of Derek Chauvin's defense, is to claim that he was doing the maximum restraint technique. But the judge would not allow in the page from the manual that showed a diagram or a picture of people demonstrating the maximum restraint technique, or MRT. And I think his reasoning was that, well, Derek Chauvin, either from what I read, his reasoning was that Derek Chauvin never was exposed to that particular manual or was not aware of it. However, I think that doesn't mean that Derek Chauvin was not trained in the maximum restraint technique, or maybe he learned it from, a colleague, a fellow cop or two, showed it to him earlier in his career. And so that's basically what it was. It wasn't, my understanding is that he didn't, it's not like he just put him on the ground and kneeled on his back just for fun. I think he was trying to immobilize George Floyd. Now, whether he did it too long, not sure yet. I'm not as schooled about it in this case as Lacey is, so maybe she can school me. I believe she watched the entire trial. I don't know if George's life could have been saved by tilting him sideways instead of kneeling on his back the whole time. Maybe not. I know that before he was even taken down physically, he was sitting in the back of that car and saying, "I can't breathe." And that was before they even removed him from the police vehicle. So something was going on in his body there that caused him to be unable to breathe, whether it was some kind of heart attack or a drug overdose or combination of both. I do remember from seeing that police body cam footage that, like I said, Floyd was complaining about not being able to breathe before they even took him down to the ground. So something was going
He
on with his
was.
body. Yeah.
He knew. So I did not hear any of that. So I apologize if I'm
That's
just
okay.
going to be an echo chamber of what you just said. But like those were the sounds of a man who knew he was dying. He was knocking on death's door. He was saying goodbye to his mom for a reason.
Mm.
If you take a step back and you think about that, that is so damn scary to know instinctually, like, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he couldn't breathe because he swallowed his entire stash.
Now he
And
did that
if
in
you
he did that in
read
2022 besides 2019, or Did he do that
in 2019? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, that is based on the levels of fentanyl and meth and cocaine found in his blood system during the autopsy, it would absolutely appear like he swallowed his stash. And I mean, if we want to get like really, really get down to brass tacks, Derek Chauvin was only there for 9 minutes.
He was late to the scene.
Yeah, the officer who arrested him was black. And he
Alex King? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his mom was a school teacher in public schools, and their last name used to be like Gold, and now it's not. Those are solo cups.
He understands.
Their last name is not taken lightly in the area. But it's just we wanted to like give everyone a fair warning that if this isn't the case for you, sorry. We are not going to be changing our agenda. We have found so many things that do not sit right with Peter or myself. And we can say that and still have empathy and sympathy that a man died.
Oh yeah.
I know that. And I don't know if other people can tell this story. So I'm really looking forward to telling it, and at the same time I'm absolutely dreading it. But I think it's a story that needs to be told because it's not a story. It's real life. What else am I missing? You can tell I'm actually nervous tonight. Like my mouth is dry and I'm like jittery. I also got a venti of coffee today that I'm not like a coffee person. I drink like 6 Diet Cokes a day and that's usually it.
So you watched the trial, right? Or most of it or the whole
Most
thing?
of it, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because there was
that's
nothing
good.
else to do.
Okay. There's going to be points during our discussions about this case where you're going to have to school me on some things. Or if I say something that's inaccurate or wrong, like I need you to correct me. Okay. Because I have certain understandings about events in the case. But like I said, I didn't watch the whole trial, but I know some things about it. Your mod is here, by the way. He's here to keep the other chatters in line,
Well, I just need to know, hey, expert, when am I going to be on your show? Is it tomorrow night? Please let me know. Sealed with a kiss. Check yes or no. Anyways. Okay. Well, Valhalla said I'm doing your show tomorrow night, expert. So I'm really looking forward to that. And surprise.
Let me ask you something about your opinion about something about the Chauvin case. Do you think there's anything that Chauvin could have done in order to enable George Floyd to survive?
Narcan,
Okay.
but they didn't have Narcan on them, on their bodies. And then you guys, this freaking documentary will scar you, but at the same time, you need to friggin' watch it because you learn that they're doing CPR and nothing is connected. to anything that's working. Like there's no oxygen coming out. What the actual fuck?
Yeah. Oh, when the EMTs loaded him into the truck, yeah,
Yeah.
they hooked him up to something where the hose wasn't hooked up to a machine. But what about do you think
that is some Canton PD bullshit.
it is? Yeah, it is. Do you think, from your understanding of the case, do you think George Floyd might have survived if Chauvin, instead of having him flat on his stomach the whole time, turned him on his side and like leaned him up against
No, his heart exploded.
Okay. Okay.
No, like I think that this guy he was a dead man walking. Oh my God. And then the fact that he had this, like, it wasn't a glioblastoma. It was another kind of cancerous tumor on his hip
Oh
that
wow.
was so bad that in and of itself could be lethal. And I kind of get the impression that the hip tumor, he said ow a few times.
Yeah.
And oh, I always press that button. I don't know what it does. So
It happens.
anyways, he was like going to his side in his handcuffs, and he just looked uncomfortable.
His hip was bothering him, is what you're saying. The tumor might have been causing him pain.
I mean, shit, I'm 38 and my hip bothers me every damn day. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I went to physical therapy today and worked that bitch out.
Yeah. Well, when you move into the old folks home in a couple weeks, they should be able to give you more support, and hopefully
I really need that palliative care.
hopefully my wife would love that because she loves doing puzzles. So she would be doing puzzles with the elderly people all day, the
Oh,
residents.
I got a con artist I can hook her up with who really likes to do board games and puzzles.
Oh, your husband, Frankie?
I said a con artist.
Oh, I didn't know if you would refer to that.
From the spaces that I've done,
Ah,
where I've been like, you need to
oh,
come to
that
this
guy.
space
Yeah.
about the
Oh,
con
yeah,
man.
that guy. Yeah, I know I knew he played.
Don't say his name.
Oh, I forgot his name anyway. Oh,
Okay,
now I
good.
remember it. But yeah. Well, that guy was nasty. No, I don't think my wife would want to do puzzles with him. He was mean.
Ohio here. My dad's from West Virginia and he moved to North Carolina, so he has a twang of a whole bunch of different accents all wrapped up into one.
All right, let me ask you this. What do you think would have made, besides the jury sequestration, what do you think would have made Chauvin's trial more fair? What could the judge have done or allowed in order to make it more of an even?
Shown the proper documents, like the results of the autopsy. Your boy was one of the hired guns.
Michael Bodden. I know. I was disappointed.
I was like,
yeah.
I shouldn't have trusted Peter's word.
Oh my gosh. Well, he was just the guy that might have been the first autopsy guy or forensic pathologist I've ever seen on TV in my life. Because, like I said, as a kid, I watched those HBO documentaries. They were called Autopsy, and he was that was back when he had. I'll tell you how long I've been watching him. When I was a kid, I watched him back when he still had like some dark, like brown hair and brown mustache and stuff like that. Now I think it's all white. But
how much does your reputation, your honor, your integrity, what price tag is that? Because whatever that is, I think that was your bro. Baden? Bader? Who?
Bodden, Dr. Michael Bodden.
Bodden.
And his wife, Linda Kenny Bodden, does a stream actually called Justice Serve TV. You've probably heard of it. And,
That's his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm going to be talking mad shit about your husband, man.
Yeah. So how much is your integrity worth? I mean, it depends. For me, if you have like some quality buffalo wings and a couple India Pale Ales, I mean, I might sell out just for that, you know?
What's quality? Is it because I had Wingstop for the very first time?
Yeah, it's not really
And
quality.
I was like mega impressed.
Oh, you were impressed. Okay. Well, they have to be just.
I
Yeah.
thought it was like, what have I been doing with my life in terms of chicken wings?
Okay, if you ever come visit, if you and Frank ever come visit us, we'll take you to a place here called Jimmy's in Herndon, and it's a buffalo bar and restaurant. They serve only buffalo food, and Jimmy's has like actual real like quality buffalo wings, and I think you might find that they're better than Wingstop, but might be just a matter of opinion.
Now, I am so sorry. Guys, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret here. I actually have I have narcolepsy, which makes you fall asleep, and I have to take medication to stay awake. And I forgot to take my meds today, my last dosage of meds. So that's why I keep yawning.
Yeah, that's right, Valhalla. They only serve buffalo food at this particular restaurant, Jimmy's. It's called Jimmy's Old Town Tavern, near to where I live. I live in Northern
Meant more
Virginia.
of the animal, like
Oh no.
actual buffalo.
Okay. All right.
If I
Buffalo,
know
New York.
Valhalla,
Sorry. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
and his intentions, I like my favorite casino game is
Yeah.
the Buffalo games. Like, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry about that, Peter. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. If you end up spontaneously falling asleep, I'll don't worry. I'll take over and I'll blow up your entire stream. Okay. I'll just
yell Lacey.
just run this thing into a fiery crash into the ground for you.
Okay, this is bad. This is
No,
not
it's
good.
okay.
It's and like the fact that I had physical therapy today.
Mhm.
No one told me that was going to be hard.
What
No
do you mean?
one told me that I actually have to friggin' exercise. Like, I hate all of you for telling me I should do physical therapy. I'm very gently saying this into my mic. I think you should all go to hell for telling me to go to physical therapy because it sucks.
Yeah, it's like going to the gym, only working on one particular body part. You know, I mean,
Like
that's
my whole back and my ass and my arms better be better than Jessica Biel's by the end of this. Like that's how I feel like I'm getting treated. I
it
feel
might
like
be.
I have this woman just yelling at me to do more sets of 10. Okay. I'm done
Yeah.
now.
Mary Murphy said, "Don't
When
worry."
I had her on my show,
Mhm.
I had Brandy on.
Yeah. So Valhalla, to answer your question real quick, it's not, they don't cover everything in buffalo sauce, just the wings. Like you don't walk in and they spray buffalo sauce on you and then on all your food or anything like that. It's just the wings, you know, they don't have pies and burgers or anything like that. I don't think Valhalla's ever been to Buffalo.
I haven't been to Buffalo.
Yeah. So
I think
yeah,
the majority of Americans probably only know about Buffalo because of the Bills.
yeah, that's true. And crappy weather.
I mean,
their summers are
Ohio
beautiful.
because of the Buckeyes. I mean, some things are just inevitable, you know? Like, no one would know about Ohio if we didn't have the Buckeyes.
I didn't realize people went to Buffalo intentionally. You know, Valhalla, I can't help the fact that I was born there. It's not like my parents took me to
But why did they live there? Like, why?
They were born there too. and so were their parents. I mean,
But were they? I
well,
feel like at some point
other
they came from Europe.
yeah, probably. I mean, every time I look at my ancestry DNA profile, it keeps changing. You know, it goes from like Scotland majority to like Germany to
Same.
Moldova. Yeah,
I can't wait to find out I'm Jewish. I am gonna just like throw that shit in the air, blue and
yeah,
white confetti, like I just don't care, and scream baller, baller, baller all day long, bitch. I'm looking at you.
yeah. And you could wear a yarmulke and maybe brother council will invite you onto a show, to celebrate your conversion. You
Yay!
can't get accused of cultural appropriation anymore, right?
God, my Jewish friends are like, what a joke. He is such a joke.
you you might have to, if you do convert though, or you find out you're Jewish, you might have to go to Israel and do a couple years in the army. Like I think that's
How
required.
badass is that? Like,
That
I
ever
think
that,
that everyone should be forced. Sorry. This is like this makes me the most unpopular person ever. I think that everyone should have to serve their country. Um I think that it should be required. And even if you're like me and you are a mess, um you can still serve your country in other ways, like
Mhm.
from a desk.
Yeah.
But hand-to-hand combat, yeah, that sounds like what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, Israel's basic training is pretty rough. From what I heard, it's really tough. I mean,
It's really tough.
tougher than the American version of boot camp,
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
they're constantly getting friggin' nuked attempts and not nuked attempts, like ballistic missiles, and they're constantly having to be on defense, and they grow up running to shelter.
Yeah.
I
No.
we don't I mean, we had bomb, I am old enough to say that we had bomb drills, even though that if the bomb would have dropped anywhere near us, we dead. Like, there ain't saving us, like,
Yeah, doing drop and cover, like getting under your desk isn't really gonna
yeah,
help, is it?
putting your hands over your head, that's chef's kiss, absolutely
No.
gonna help in a nuclear
Yeah,
attack.
that wouldn't have. I'm just glad we didn't get bombed because I don't think that would keep out the radiation either. I mean, but
No,
Valhalla was an infantry guy in the army, and so that I don't know what their training is like compared to Israel's, but those guys live pretty rough. I mean, Valhalla, didn't you spend a lot of times like camping in the wood or in the woods, sleeping in the dirt and
that
stuff
sounds
like that
awful.
for trainings? I mean, I know like infantry guys like Valhalla. Maybe he can tell me what the training was like or what his typical time was like when he wasn't deployed, but I think it wasn't very comfortable like other specialties or job categories in the army. I think he because they're in the fields. Oh, he was stationed in
Stationed in
Hawaii.
friggin' Hawaii.
Oh,
Get out
okay.
of here with that. Get out of here. Get out of here, cat. Get out of
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah, lots of jungle training. Exactly. Lots of bugs and snakes, right, Valhalla? Did you get?
Oh, you do not say the S word aloud.
Oh, you hate snakes too? Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right.
Here, God damn it.
All right.
We don't say the S word on this stream ever.
Okay. All right. I apologize.
Oh my God. Do you know how much like reverse engineering I'm going to have to do with ALEXA now?
Hey, look, I hate them too. I've had nightmares about them. Those things that I won't mention.
Well, now I know what I'm going to clip out of this.
Yeah.
He's actually not wrong. There's supposed to be none of those in Hawaii. And
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm surprised.
yeah, no, like it's just from people bringing those things there that they're there. It's kind of like Voldemort. You just don't say that fucking word out loud, man. You
I'm a
just
little
don't do
surprised. Yeah.
that.
All right. Well, hey, now I know. All right.
Now you have to pray 47 times and do like Ghostbuster like rituals in my bathrooms. I don't know, but like there is an actual punishment for this. I just don't know what it is yet.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh my god, tonight is a full moon.
Really?
It is.
Everywhere, or just where you live?
He just fucking said that. He just said
Who,
that.
me? No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I can't believe he just said that.
Maybe I should look it up. Oh yeah. Okay. Tonight is. Yes. All right. Yeah, I didn't know if it's certain. That was a dumb question. All right. I'm gonna hang my head in shame now. Oh well.
Okay. What do you guys want to talk about?
About my dumb question.
Oh my god, is it a full moon every day? Do
Oh, it
brown
really is.
cows give us chocolate milk, Peter?
Well, I went to the Hershey factory once or twice, and it seemed like I thought they do. But
What do it?
well, you know what I was thinking? The reason I was thinking is yeah, I know. It's like when there's a lunar I know they're two separate things. When there's a solar eclipse, right? You have to go to certain areas of the country or certain states in order to see it better than other ones. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't believe the earth is flat. I just want to make that clear right now.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Yeah.
I was like looking out at the sun setting, and I was like, oh, it looks big, and I was like, it's a full moon tonight, and
Yeah.
you said everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna let it go, but
No, enjoy it. Cause you know how when your face, like you feel embarrassed, your face gets all like hot and warm.
yeah, like
how
you
mine
peed your
is right now.
pants, but on your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you saying that someone's peed on your face, Peter?
Oh no, that's not what I was saying at all. I'm not into that. I'm not into pee play. You know,
At this point, I'm just
I
it's
listen. I
going
don't.
off the rails, but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we were talking about Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, and now we're talking about like golden showers. You know.
oh my god, can you imagine the algorithm is gonna that's
It's gonna
gonna
bury you.
bring in like the freak shows that are about to jump in the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want you.
Well, while we're on it, have you ever known anyone who's into that? I haven't. Honestly, I haven't. Maybe I'm live a sheltered life, but I've never known. Okay.
No, I think people are just you know what? I grew up believing in cooties until now.
Yeah.
You just like, why you not a whore? And my parents did a very good job sheltering me because I was scared that I was going to be like Mary and just invisibly get pregnant. have the invisibility cloak put over me. The pregnability cloak put over. Okay, all right. I was like, did we offend someone? It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Invite your friends. I mean, why not? You guys want to see craziness
Yeah. I'm
without a swear
sorry.
jar? No.
Yeah.
It's anyways, are you coming to town next week?
Oh, I was planning on it soon. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I was planning on it, but
Oh wow, your
I don't
dad's
know.
gonna be so disappointed.
Well, you know what? I saw him at my niece's graduation ceremony the weekend before this last, so we got to spend a good couple days together.
Is that enough for you though?
I don't know. I mean, he's in pretty good health, so I don't think he's going anywhere.
Oh,
You know,
don't say that.
yeah, no. And so he's in pretty good shape, and yeah, I'm not worried about like having to say goodbye to him or anything like that. So yeah, I'll probably go visit him soon. Yeah, the thing is, I did have like some free time, and now like I have to study the certification for work. But you
Like,
know,
what are you trying to get certified in? Karate?
oh,
Like
it's super
taekwondo?
exciting. It's super exciting, Lacey. It's called Certified Financial Crime Specialist. I mean, it's just you know, it's
Just watch
just
what my husband does. I'm kidding.
he
Oh my god,
commits.
I'm so
Oh
kidding,
yeah,
you
no,
guys.
I know. He's a financial crime specialist, but yeah, definitely.
Oh my
He's
god.
yeah, maybe he can tell me about because I can understand it
He
from the
has
point of
to
view.
like once a year he has to do his like certification that he's not committing financial crimes. Like I want to say it's like FEMA or FICA or like it's like
Huh.
federal blah. You can tell
Yeah.
I'm married to an Italian man because I'm like, ah.
Have you guys ever been like to Italy?
That's a sore subject. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I
I'll
hope you get to
explain
sometime.
offline.
All right.
It is
I
so
haven't been to.
bizarre. It is, you guys, it's like pouring
Huh.
outside and absolutely sunny.
Hey, hold on one second. All right, sorry. My camera fell asleep for a second.
It's absolutely the end of the world.
So yeah, so Frank has to take a certification, make sure he's not opening trusts for like, you know, leaders of drug cartels and stuff like that. And
Unfortunately.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Make sure he stays in compliance. I get it.
It's
So
a whole thing. Like I don't oh my god. I might just have like a rant one night about being married to someone in finance and how many things I think that you should have to know before marrying someone in finance because
yeah.
I was not told these things. Like Nancy Pelosi ruined it for us all. Like her and her husband's fuckery.
Yeah.
I can't just do whatever I want. Like what? What?
Yeah. I'm
Anyways,
I'm unclear about what does Pelosi's husband do? He's just like some kind of stock trader
I
guy,
think he's
or
just a mooch. I think he just like took
how'd they get so rich
tips
then? I mean,
because he asked his wife, like, "Hey, honey, or any company is gonna like really tank the economy tomorrow? Like, how's oil looking?" And
ah,
like,
okay. All right. A little bit of the old good old insider
okay, can we
trading, if you
just
will.
acknowledge for 1 minute how absolutely wild that video is with him getting beat like within an
Oh,
inch of his life?
the guy that broke into his house?
Yes. And And her husband was like, this is my buddy, this is my pal. And you're just like,
Oh,
"You
yeah, that was weird.
sure?"
Listen, I didn't know there was video of it. I just thought there was a 911 audio, you know?
Oh my God, stop it. Stop.
Yeah. Well,
You want to watch it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you pull it up because I have the
Okay.
wonky internet.
Okay. Now is it called let me see. What's his name, by the way? Something
The
Frank.
video's wild. I think it's Peter. I think it's Peter Pelosi. Yeah, he's holding a cocktail in his bathrobe. This is legit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here, I think I
Stop,
found it.
Lucy.
Looks like it's about 30 seconds or so. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're prepared, like, for what's about to happen.
Mike.
How you doing? Oh yeah. What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope.
Hey. What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call.
Oh. Oh my God.
Shit. Drop the hammer. No.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. You got it? Throw the hammer.
Sorry, 14 number 2, medic code 3.
So when you hear agonal breathing like that,
how you
like
doing?
that's scary.
What's going on, man?
That's a bad head injury, right?
Well,
Oh.
it's something
Drop the
happening
hammer.
to your lungs, but yeah.
Drop the hammer. No.
What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call.
Oh. Oh my God. Was that a skull cracking when I heard the hammer come down? Like, holy crap.
I don't know. Let's listen again.
Oh my God. I don't want to listen. I'm a little concerned about you though, because
I'm
you were
sure it was-
laughing.
I'm sure it was a broken bone, but I don't know if it was his skull. But and his name's Paul, not Peter, but I was close.
Paul Pelosi, yeah.
I had one of the three.
Drop the hammer, and he says no. I mean,
Hey buddy.
what's going on, man? What did he say? What's going on, man? Hey buddy, what's going on? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Now so you've seen that.
I've seen it now. Oh.
What are your thoughts? Like that's pretty much how I envision everything going down in the worst possible police takedown ever. Like the cops are like,
Was that guy in his bear? Was that guy that?
What's going on with you two?
I just want to check one more.
The guy, you can
bare
pull it up. Like you're gonna have so many questions after watching it. Like you have to watch it like 10 times.
Yeah, I will. Hold on a second.
The cops are so confused. They're like, why were we called here?
Yeah, because it looked like they were holding hands at first, but it wasn't it. I mean, Paul Pelosi attack video.
How did you already lose it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to see if there's a better version. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that breathing.
Yeah, the breathing
like
was
French
rough.
bulldog.
Oh, you mean as far as okay, sorry, I'm just pulling this up right now.
Come here, buddy.
Has just been released. It shows Paul Pelosi opening the door and police telling the suspect, David DePape, to drop the hammer.
Okay, there. I just want to see where I can. I want to play the one I did before because that is. All right, so hold on a second. Sorry, bear with me 1 second here. I want to see the one that I was just watching.
I've been told, Valhalla. I'm sorry. Now that it's Prime Day or Prime Week, we are getting some upgrades.
Finding some good deals. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. This could be a bigger mystery than the Derek Chauvin trial. Let me see.
Not really.
Doing? What's going on, man?
Okay, all right. The guy was wearing shoes.
Drop the hammer.
Nope.
Hey. What is
Hey,
going on?
hey.
Oh man.
Across the area.
Oh.
Give me your hand.
Unit code.
Give me your hand. You got it? Show the hammer.
Sorry, working number 22, medic code 3.
All right. Secured the hammer.
How you doing? What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Okay,
Drop the hammer.
I thought at first that the guy was like barefoot, the attacker guy. So I thought maybe he might have been an invited guest, or there was some sign that he was an invited guest, but I don't think he was.
There's a lot of speculation whether
There's-
he was an invited guest.
There's speculation.
Based off of some of Paul's previous endeavors. That's why I'm trying
Okay.
to speak directly into the top of it.
Yeah, just telling you a little mic technique.
I'm doing it.
So this guy is there's speculation that this guy was an invited guest is what you're saying. And then
There was
there-
speculation. I'm not gonna go against the victim's word.
and then the alleged relationship might have gone a little sideways suddenly.
Yeah, something like that. Bad stock advice.
Wouldn't Okay, wait a minute. If you're the spouse of it, wouldn't this guy have his door locked? I mean, I'm confused. All right. Do you know how the guy got into the house? Any idea of that? It sounds like you know more about the story than me. I'm curious.
I
If you
mean,
crawled in through a
allegedly, this
window?
guy just somehow bamboozled his way in, persnickety, real like in. I don't know. I'm talking how I think people from Minnesota talk. Yeah, it like he snuck in through a window, I think, if I'm correct.
That guy, that size, snuck in through a window.
Yeah, exactly. You really got to ask your questions. Like, there were a lot of guys making a lot of rumors on X when I was watching this for the very first time. A lot of guys were like, "Oh my god, that was his lover." Like, there's no other way that this works.
The suspicion is that he was Paul's
See?
toy for the night. That would have meant that Paul likes bears.
Sir,
Yeah.
let me just let you know.
Yeah.
One day I was a young adolescent, knew nothing better than to just do my job, intern in the United States Capitol building.
Yeah.
And I was right outside of the whatchamacallit, the middle, the rotunda.
Yeah.
Where the
That's right.
Speaker of the House's office is. And she walked out. I almost ran into her. And I shrieked.
Oh.
Because that woman is so scary looking.
All right, Valhalla, the Capitol Police wouldn't have been able to help him because they were in California.
No, Peter, you don't understand. They have Capitol Police wherever there is a Speaker of the House.
Okay, that travel with them and their family
Yes.
members, like kind of like Secret Service a little
They
bit.
sit outside of the house.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So
And this guy snuck. If that's the case, and this guy snuck past
he
them.
snuck past Capitol Police.
Wow, that's really unfortunate.
But you know what's also unfortunate is how she has managed her city as a congressional member. And it just goes to show like their crime rates in San Francisco, they've never been so high. People are moving out of San Francisco. Tech companies, they're out.
Yeah.
They're coming to Ohio because they don't want to deal with the crackheads and the protesters and all the people that are just like literally taking dumps in the middle of the street. Like,
Yeah.
gross. Get out. Whatever. She's a shitty leader and she led a shitty town.
She did. I don't think she really cares about the place now because she's fed.
No.
She's national.
She's hardly there.
Yeah.
You
But,
should play the 911 call.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how the hell we got down. Yeah. Picking stocks. She's a gem.
You know, I went to San Francisco about 15 years ago, and I thought the place was super cool. But
I dare you to go back now and let us report back.
Please
report back.
2022.
Oh, I guess I called by mistake. What is it?
This is San Francisco Police. Do you need help?
No,
yeah, he does.
Oh, well, there's a gentleman here just waiting for my wife to come back. Nancy Pelosi.
223
He's just waiting for her to come back, but she's not going to be here for a day, so I guess we'll have to wait.
Okay, do you need police, fire, or medical for anything? 8 seconds.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
223 and
Okay.
58 seconds.
Is the Capitol Police around?
220. No, this
They
is San
usually
Francisco.
protect my wife. They're usually here at the house protecting my wife.
No, this is San Francisco Police.
Friday,
I understand.
8
Yeah, I know,
Okay,
lady.
well,
0
I don't know. What do you think?
18 seconds.
Think everything's good? He thinks everything's good. I've got a problem, but he thinks everything's good.
Okay. Call us back if you change your mind.
No.
Okay,
This gentleman
No.
just came into the house,
Please don't hang up.
and he wants to wait here for my wife to come home.
0, 2,
And so,
4 and 48.
anyway, he told me to put the phone down.
Do you know who the person is?
No, I don't know who he is. He has this. He's telling me not to. He's telling me not to do anything.
What is your address, sir?
26.
Oh my God, we can public.
What is your
record.
name?
Look that up really quick.
My name is Paul Pelosi.
Oh, you might know my wife.
Friday.
Anyway, this gentleman says that he thinks everything ought to, he told me to put the phone down and just do what he said.
18 seconds.
Okay?
Okay, what's the gentleman's name?
I don't know. What's that? My name's David. The name is David.
Okay, and who is David?
I don't know. What's that? I'm a friend of theirs. Yeah, he says he's a friend, but
He's a friend,
I've never.
But you don't know
But
who
I
he
don't
is?
know. But I need the
No,
cop.
8 seconds.
Says he's a
Okay.
friend, but you know.
He's telling me I'm being very leading, so I got to stop talking to you, okay?
He said what?
Okay.
He's telling me
You
I'm being
I
very
can stay on the
leading.
phone with you just to make sure everything's okay.
No,
He's telling me I'm being very leading, so I have to get off the
Meanwhile,
phone with you.
what the hell were the Capitol Police doing outside? Like, that's where they were. Like, were they in an intense game of Battleship? Like, what in the world?
I don't know. Valhalla says they were canned, which if that guy was able to sneak past them, like that guy was able to
Who thinks David was also a scapegoat?
Did David not get a fair trial?
I'm Ruth Ann.
Scapegoat.
apparently the word scapegoat and
Oh, Valhalla is saying the Capitol Police weren't there. They had gone home earlier in the evening.
probably because David came out and was like, "Hey guys, I made some ham salad just for Paul and Nancy when she comes back tomorrow. You guys can skedaddle. Bye."
Yeah. Okay. So maybe well, what do the Capitol Police do after they leave? They just go they have Capitol Police live all over the country, or do those dudes travel? Like I don't understand.
Peter, this is what Google is for.
Yeah, I'll Google that later. Okay.
We used to I only say this because I used to have John Boehner.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half away. And if you guys have never partied with John Boehner,
Yeah.
you need to find a way to make that happen.
Isn't his name almost spelled like the,
Owner,
what I say?
yes.
Yeah.
My husband loves to point that out. There's a lot of photos of John Boehner and I.
Whose fan
our
doesn't think
NCs.
David got a fair trial?
Okay, we are cutting it off.
All right, so maybe I have a theory. Maybe Paul was hanging pictures, right, with a hammer. David was walking by and saw this through the window, and he goes, "Hey, I think I can help." And then Paul let him in.
Oh, that absolutely plausible.
Does that seem possible? Do you know if David? I mean, on all seriousness, now I have to go down a rabbit hole about this David guy. Do you know if he ended up going to a trial, or did he plead guilty, or is he still sitting waiting? Did he? Did he like get?
What do you think I'm going to tell you?
I don't know. I don't know if he got taken to one of those black sites and that the Air Force controls in Germany.
You
or
don't
something.
know what I'm going to tell you?
No. What are you gonna tell me?
To look it up.
To look it up. All right. Oh, you're talking about right now.
Like, if you don't know, look it up.
Sentence.
There's a security
David
release.
David DePape, David DePape, DEPAPE, DePape.
DePappy.
He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
What? Was it like attempted murder?
According to AI, he was sentenced Tuesday. Hey, but he was sentenced Tuesday, life in prison. Okay, there was a state trial. False imprisonment of an elder by violence or menace. Simply violence. Residential burglary.
It's getting better. It's
Yeah. False imprisonment of an elderly man by violence. By violence or menace. Residential burglary. And I think you get charged with burglary just by breaking into someone's house. I don't think you actually have to take anything,
No. I think it's burglary if you break into someone's house and you have like anything that can be used as a weapon.
Oh, okay. Like the ball peen hammer. Okay.
It definitely had nothing to do with the fact that his wife was an elected official. Let me tell you.
Threatening
nothing.
Yeah. Oh, well, it says threatening a family member or a public official and dissuading a witness by force or threat and aggravated
They threw the book
kidnapping.
at him.
It might have been, wow, that might have been an entertaining trial to watch, but I don't think it was televised.
It was
Or else
not
we would have heard of it, right?
televised.
I mean, wow. Holy cow. I wonder if he was sentenced to state prison or federal. Oh no, life in prison. Wow.
I bet he has a new call in his life.
He was sentenced 30 years in prison in May of 2024 for just alone 30 years in federal prison alone in the federal case in which he was convicted of seeking to hold former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hostage and attacking her husband with a hammer.
What an idiot.
You know, I don't know who his attorneys were, but
What an idiot.
all right. I know. Oh.
Laugh in pity. Like that you are this dumb. You're gonna get away with such a thing.
Yeah. Valhalla says there's a video of him actually smashing out a back window, getting to the house. I wonder if I could find that.
I don't believe you, Valhalla.
You know you want to see him climbing through the window of that guy.
Kinda. Like, does he have shards of glass hanging? 'Cause don't worry, you guys. If you are around me and one of your lungs deflates, I know how to reinflate it. My doctor has told my husband twice now he cannot legally hear me say that. And to stop telling him that I'm gonna find a car accident where someone needs this, like a pneumothorax.
There's a. Let's see.
I forgot about this. He's like a McBurglar.
He's just casually strolling around.
Hey, it's no
with his hands on his
deal.
hips.
I'm here. I'm just hanging out.
Oh yeah, the ponytail.
Oh, I'm called weed dealer.
Let me ask you this though: should there be mercy for the mentally ill? Any kind of mercy for the mentally ill?
I think mercy is delivered in the form of a state mental hospital. So yes,
Yeah,
they go to a mental hospital. If you are trying to tell me that people who are mentally ill should not be like cared for and treated like no, I know you aren't.
Yeah.
If other people are saying that we should just let this guy go like into the system, into a bliss, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like he needs help. If he thinks that he can successfully pull off a kidnapping of two elderly people, including the Speaker of the House, you guys are batshit crazy.
He brought the hammer with him.
That's what she said. You're welcome.
I'm always down for a good "that's what she said" joke. You know?
I am not.
Yeah.
But that deserved it.
Oh man.
It's so the guy had my husband says it all the time. Yeah, I think they might have had bulletproof windows.
No, you can break bulletproof windows with can you break those with a hammer? Oh man. Well, that's
so what do you think it was? Do you think it was oh, I saw myself. Do you think it was like a neighbor, or do you think that a neighbor heard the incessant glass breaking?
Well,
it's not funny. It's not funny.
No.
It's
I mean,
it's not funny.
First of all, I feel a little more informed now. We know he probably wasn't an invited guest.
Hey, babe, come in through the back door. Just make sure to shard all the glass so it looks like there is a struggle.
Yeah. You know, it'd be really hot. You know, I want to have you come over, but not in the normal way. You know, I just think it would be so sexy.
I want 911 involved.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, if you really want to get my juices flowing, this is what I need you to do. Yeah, it was oh my god, I can't believe how terrified I would be, especially if I was an elderly man.
Be like, I'm just the husband. Go after her.
Yeah.
The decisions.
I don't think was Nancy probably was back in DC. She probably wasn't even in town, was she?
No, she was in DC. Like, she
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be there until the next day.
So this guy, if he had a plan to hold her hostage,
It was a horribly executed plan.
it wasn't executed well because he would have had to like what? Hang
Wait
out
there
there.
for 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't think Paul Pelosi is going to make you like a welcome guest. He's probably going to say something to someone or pick up the phone and call 911 at some point. But you
And
know,
that's why he did what he did.
yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, I mean, I can't believe Rosemary. I think it was Ruth Ann said
Ruth
he
Ann?
didn't get a fair trial.
Well, after I saw that video, those two videos, I think he got a fair trial.
Please don't leave us, Ruth Ann. You bring so much levity to the situation.
She's still going with a lover spat, but I've never seen a lover though that just can't. Well, let's be honest.
Oh my God.
He was like just casually strolling into, in the yard like this with his hands on his hips. So yeah, so maybe he was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Does Paul really want me to do this?
a letter from jail.
Yeah.
Is this thing on? Okay, it's on.
Well, that's an easy video to fake. Well, if it's faking it, the acting wasn't very good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Everything he didn't get a fair trial.
Lacey, you laugh, but an old man got smashed in the head with a hammer, okay?
An old man who stole millions of dollars, by the way. If that's not karma, I don't know what is.
Well, we all have to make. Listen, we all have to put food on the table. We all have to make a living. We just choose to do it in different ways, whether it's insider trading or
selling cocaine, or
selling cocaine, having people like Frank set up an account for you in Canary Islands or whatever. I mean, whatever you gotta do, But anyway, I I wonder why the trial itself wasn't bigger news, because
it was hard-hitting crime tonight, everyone.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah,
it literally hard-hitting crime.
We solved a mystery. But like how the cops like, hey man, put down the hammer, and he's like, nope.
What's going on here, fellas?
What's going on here? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
During the plague, is that what some people are referring to the corona, the pandemic is? The plague. That's what he's calling it. Like it's the black plague.
Spicy flu.
Yeah.
That's how I refer to it in my life. The period of the spicy flu. Tonight, I had to ask my husband. I got up in his face and I was like, "Do you think you have COVID?" And in that moment, I was like, "I should not be this close to him." He had to take half a sick day.
Yeah. Well, every time my wife or I get sick, we say that we have COVID. We call it COVID, cancer, AIDS. Because it could be
COVID, cancer, AIDS.
Yeah, because it could be any one of those three. So we just tell people we have all three, so we don't have to guess which one it is.
We should play a game of who comes into the chat room when we say certain words like vaccine, vaccine, vaccine.
Wasabi flu.
How crazy does it get? We're just wondering.
Yeah.
Michael Proctor's innocent. Michael Proctor did everything great.
Don't invite those people into the chat. I don't want to talk to them. They're not well. They're not well.
Gosh.
They're having a rough time these days. They're not well.
I couldn't be more enthusiastic about that.
I might be a bad citizen because even though I didn't watch the Derek Chauvin trial, if David DePape's trial was on, I would have watched every second of that. I wouldn't have missed it. You know,
Isn't that
I mean,
awful? I mean, you have to ask yourself, or at least look at me asking myself after taking
yeah,
one okay, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of notes on what we're going to be discussing over the next 2 weeks.
yeah,
And it all points back to one place, which is humanity just absolutely failed itself. And
yeah.
I never never did I ever think that, the criminal justice system would be anything but fair and balanced, and like
According to Ruth Ann, they did David wrong. I mean, yeah, I mean,
God bless people like her. Like she kind of made my night. She kinda made
I wonder what his defense was. I mean,
I forgot my Zoloft for a week. I don't know.
yeah, the clinic was closed, so I thought Paul would let me sleep at his house for a few days. Or, but do you saw how the guy had like a backpack and a sleeping bag, right? He had brought his. He was planning on staying there for a while. I mean,
okay. I have this weird theory about people from like Oregon and the state of Washington.
yeah.
I think we saw it in play there. I bet you that's where he comes from. He hails. And I bet he just like chilled out with the big ass trees, Sonoma.
Yeah.
No, that's not the right forest. The one with the really big trees out in California, Northern California. I bet he just like pitched a tent and he was like, I'm just gonna wait here for Nancy. And he got her flight information wrong on his track phone that he got from Walmart. And
Yeah.
he encountered Paul, but first he had to go in to Walmart again and get a hammer. Just for self-protection, because he couldn't get a permit or any other form of licensure. And
I guess he didn't think anyone was going to be home. I assume maybe like he maybe he thought he didn't factor in that Nancy might be married and she has a husband that lives back in California, because she thought these couples stay together, these senator couples, and they don't. That's the whole reason guys like to become senators, I think, is to have sex with the interns in DC while their families are back on the other side of the country.
I just want to state for the record, I was an intern for a Republican female congresswoman who was single.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's good.
Wow. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Real fun.
Yeah, I imagine if we are able to get Derek Chauvin's mom and people like Liz Collin, Liz Collins a professional, so I'm sure we'll be more respectful and serious of her time.
We absolutely will be. I don't even know where half of this came up. But
yeah, I don't know how David and Paul's story came up, but
needless to say, I took five pages of notes based on what I heard Liz say the first time I heard her talk.
When she was interviewed.
Sure, it's just gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that, like, okay, for instance, did you know that one of the incidents that George was arrested in, it was armed robbery, and he pointed a loaded gun at a pregnant woman's belly.
Oh,
Like,
so he was violent too? I mean, I knew he had a drug problem, but
oops. He did kick one of the officers,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
I mean, a lot could be said. Like, if you feel like you're dying, I'd be kicking, I'd be flailing, I'd be doing everything. And
yeah.
he was on the ground for 38 seconds before EMS was called. Like, that's nothing. If you guys want to look at what your cops do and ask them. Like,
Yeah.
they'll be like 2 minutes. Like, he was still breathing, so why am I being asked this? Like, but everything is so much highly scrutinized in this case.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be yeah, we'll have to reach out to Liz Collin because she's obviously the absolute expert in this Victoria's in Iraq, not officer. Do you ever miss being in Iraq, Valhalla? I don't think you I doubt you do, but you know,
What the
um,
what kind of question?
well,
Oh my god.
he's speaking about kicking in doors like it was the good old days. I don't know. But maybe
Good
maybe
lord.
maybe that's not how he meant it. Um yeah.
I'm my throat actually hurts after laughing so hard. So,
All
yeah.
right. We'll end it and then and you know, I'm glad I want to thank Valhalla for pointing me to that security video outside the Pelosi's house
Oh yeah.
because before that I you know, oh Valhalla, if you miss the goats, that concerns me a little bit. But no, I'm just kidding. Well, I want to thank Valhalla for pointing us out to the yeah, that security footage outside the Pelosi's residence. I think that solved that answered a lot of questions for me because
And Ruth Ann for making me laugh harder than I think I've laughed in a year.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna wake up tomorrow laughing over that.
Yeah, I think the Karen Reed trial might have ruined us all, and now we're just gonna go around thinking everyone's innocent, including David. You know, I mean,
David by no means was innocent, guys.
yeah, well, you know, I heard the judge wouldn't let him come.
Okay. I'm like literally taking my ass to bed. I'm
right.
exhausted. This physical therapy, I hate you all for that. But thanks for coming. Bring a friend next time.
Yeah.
And I'll be on the expert show tomorrow night. So enjoy that.
I'll try to tune into that. It's called The Expert Show. And it's
His name on this thing, YouTube, is The Expert.
what's he an
So
expert in?
I
Everything?
don't know. I'm about to find out.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
shit.
all right. Let me know. I'll be interested to. Maybe I'll try to see if I can tune that in, or at least listen to the replay. You know, get some
Sounds like
expertise.
a plan.
Yeah. Well, thanks
right.
everyone for joining us and being good people. You know.
Oh yeah. If you want to be a better person, make sure to like and subscribe and retweet. You're very welcome, guys. And I'll see you guys
Yeah.
tomorrow night.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.